Alright, hey everybody. I really don't need an introduction here because everybody in the BFA math department knows who I am. I could say that I was probably the neediest math student ever to graduate from BFA, so no introduction.
So what are your best memories of the math classes / department?
Alright, at BFA I have amazing memories of the math department at BFA because the teachers were always there for me no matter how much I harassed them. Starting with Algebra 1, Mr. Coffey always was willing to meet with me after school, even though I was a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. You know, even moving to geometry with Miss Kane, she never locked me out of her enrichment, no matter how many times I kept coming back asking for help. Moving on to Algebra 2, Mr. Sturgeon, I wouldn't have been able to get through without his amazing sports analogies and hockey references to help me learn Algebra 2, and last but not least, Mr. Berthium. Poor Mr. Berthium. He had the challenge of teaching me calculus, and believe me, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It was a very rigorous challenge, so I gotta give a shout out to Mr. Berthium. He got me through calculus.
How accessible are the teachers in the department?
The math teachers at BFA it's actually ridiculous how accessible they are. I mean, the teachers practically live in the math department. I mean, the only way that I think you can make it more accessible is if everybody started doing house calls, which, by the way, I would have been totally in favor of that. Hell, just a quick story. When I was a senior and I was doing calculus with Mr. Berthium, he would meet me at 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even earlier, and I would call him and he would come and let me into the school because it was none of the lights were on, all the doors were locked. So if that's not accessible, I really don't know what is. I just have to say, if you want to succeed and you want to do well, these teachers are always there to help you out, and they love doing it. So. Also have to say the teachers taught me persistence, just to keep going and keep trying even when times are tough, and that's for math and also just for life too in general.
Please add any additional thoughts about the math department.
I just have to say the math department has an amazing sense of humor. I mean, from every teacher from Mr. Jackson all the way to Mr. Berthium, you go to the math department, they will make you laugh out loud at least once a day. And that's very important because, believe me, when you're as bad as math as I am, math is not at all funny, so I definitely needed that morale boost every time I walked into the math department or into math class. So it is actually fun learning math, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true with these amazing teachers at BFA.